Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for another great opportunity. Father, we pray as we pour into the young people that they would take the word of the Spirit of God would mandate it in their heart. And we just thank you, Father. We just thank you for the leaders. We thank you for the speaker that's going to speak this morning. And we just give you honor for all that we do. Whatever we do, we want you to get the glory and honor out of it. And we pray that you will bless it. It is in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Next, we got a scripture about Sister Felicia and
Isaiah 54:14 says, "And you will establish on a foundation of righteousness. You will be far from obsessions. You will certainly not be afraid. You will be far from terror. It will certainly not come near you."
we thank God for this day, and we just come in here today. We want, get information and that you can get aware of what's going on in the school bullying. And we got 4 speakers here today. We got the first one is youth pastor Nathaniel. Give him a hand. We got Jamie Campbell. We got Scott Case. And we got Eric Green, but he's on his way. And we got Bishop Campbell. He's going to be on the panel answering questions. Yes. And we got Bishop Bowser. And I know Patrick. And Patrick Taylor. Oh, you got a question. We got a question for you. Okay. And so we're not going to prolong time. We're not going to hold you all day. So our first speaker today going to be Mr. Jamie Campbell. And we ask that everybody pay attention. After the first 2 speakers, we're going to ask a question. If you get the question right,
all right, so I want to get all the young kids' attention. I want to talk to y'all about, we're talking about bullying. So I want to ask a couple questions. If you feel like you're getting bullied, what should you do? Go ahead.
Tell her no.
That's good. But if you at school, you're going to tell her no. What about you? You had your hand up. Oh, what about you, Lele? Tell your parents. What about you?
Pray for him.
Well, I think the first thing is, since you at school, you should go immediately let the teacher know and ask for your teacher to go speak with your principal, because that can go ahead and put a stop to being bullied. If you feel like you're still getting bullied, after you talk to your teacher and the teacher speak with the principal, then you need to go home also let your parents know, so you can have a parents, teacher, and principal conference. Because at the end of the day, you want to go to school, you want to learn, you got dreams and goals of going to college or doing your career. You don't want nothing or anything to stop that. You don't want nothing to hinder you from learning. So you can't go, or you don't need to go to school getting bullied. Or don't be the bully. Either way. How many of y'all feel that you are bullied? I ain't nobody can tell that. Alright, so how many of y'all feel like you have been bullied? Y'all too? You?
I have.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, not Tasha, Shayla.
Oh, Shayla. I'm gonna start with you first. What did you do when you first felt like you was getting bullied?
Walk away.
You walked away? Did you tell everybody?
No. Well, I told my dad.
You told your dad? So what was the second step? What was done?
No, nothing. They just stopped eventually.
So the kids just left you alone? Alright. But what about you?
Oh, the teacher, she did nothing about it. She's gonna be. She didn't even tell the principal.
So what you do next? After you told the teacher she didn't do nothing about it? So you didn't tell your mom? Well, what about you? What about you?
Oh.
Yeah, what you do? You said what now?
I stood up for myself.
So this measurements, what you have to do is, it's called protocol. So what y'all didn't do, y'all have to report that to it though. Go to your principal or your teacher.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because what happened is it could stop for a minute, and then they see nothing happen to them, and they're gonna start it back again. And this time it could get worse. You see what I'm saying? So they be like, oh yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing about it. So I just keep bullying them. So the main thing is go let your principal, your teacher, your principal, and your parents know. You know what I'm saying? So once you start taking the measurements, you can go to school and you'll feel that you're gonna be okay because you'll feel that one of the people who was held accountable made sure that you was all right. All right? Anybody got any questions for me? Nay?
I have one.
All right.
Okay, we had a situation where I work at, the guy was known as a troublemaker. But when the table got turned, he just started getting bullied. But he took it on himself to like fight the guy's back. What shit have you done?
First of all, I don't think he should have fighted. The most important thing, he should have been trying to get in contact with somebody to get him out of that situation. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're in a situation, it's always somebody you can go let somebody know something. What usually escalate a situation when a person don't say nothing, and they, like he did, he took it into his own hands. That's when you get in trouble. You see what I'm saying? Because what happened is we don't let no. It's like dealing with the natural law. Somebody keep trying to break in your house or following you on the road, you don't do nothing, or messing with you or your kids, nobody never say nothing, somebody harm, then you decide to harm that person. First thing the law is gonna say, well, we didn't know. You never came in and did a report. So it's gonna make you look like a bad person. You see what I'm saying? So, any more questions?
Let's
One
get
more. I'm sorry. Could you explain what is a bully? I mean, they can just pick, that won't consider it as a bully. Could you explain what is a bully?
Yeah, sure. All right, so basically, a bully is a person who comes in and they got either something to say about your clothes, or something to say about you, they putting their hands on you, or they picking on you all day. And most times, a bully don't usually travel by themselves. They're gonna have at least one more with them. So when they start being a bully, you're dealing with maybe one or two that they pushing on you or they picking on you. So these are things that you have to look out for. Could be the beginning of a bully. Somebody first starts saying something in class or in the hallway. That can be the beginning of a person wanting to start with a bully. So these are measurements that you got to watch. You got to watch out for when somebody talking about you or they trying to pick at you. That's the beginning of a bully. You need to take the measurement first. Soon as they start, go ahead and go get with your teachers and ask the teacher to do something about it. So, any more questions?
So our next speaker that we have with you still on the left? Mr. Scott Case. He worked with SLED and he can tell you what the legal way to handle the case.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, I'd like to tell you it's an honor and a privilege to be here this morning at your church. And I thank y'all for having me. And we'll talk a little bit about a misconception people have when it comes to threats, being bullied, and then I'm going to give you a couple things on the law. I went to a class at the police academy some years ago on harassment and stalking, and it is amazing. It starts with bullying. When you get older, it's harassment, and then it turns into stalking, especially young ladies. Y'all have to be very careful of the young men that you talk to or allow in your life. You need to have your parents involved. I know y'all think that's crazy, but I used to run background checks on whoever my daughters went out with. I wanted to make sure they were good young men. I want to meet their parents. Matter of fact, I have one, my oldest daughter, who's married to he works at a church. He's working on becoming a pastor. They met in college, but started off a little rough. And this guy would, he would threaten her, and she wouldn't tell. She was scared of what would happen. Come to find out, he got arrested for burglary, and what I did for a living and what he was involved in just didn't go well, you know. And I had to do a lot of praying, and I had to show my daughter the right way. What you need to do, you need to talk to, and then things happened. We got the guy arrested, and I just had a lot of prayer. Whoever said pray for me, I've done a lot of prayer for my daughter. Like I said, this past year she married a young man whose aspirations is to be a minister, and I'm so excited about this thing. The number one thing that people do wrong, and you were spot on, they don't tell anybody. And then the next thing you know, you done had enough. You ever heard the camel that broke the straw's back? I don't know if young people have heard that, but all of us have heard that. You've had enough. And next thing you know, you just start whooping this person that's been picking on you for a year. Well, guess what? You get in trouble.
That's right.
Because nobody knows. And then when we show up, we up here, the bully is actually the one that got beat up because there's such a rage. You didn't tell anybody. There's no paper trail anywhere. And then you get in trouble because you had enough. But when you need to let in school, you need to let your teachers know if it's happening at your home or in your neighborhood. You need to let your parents know. And if it's a real serious thing, you need to let law enforcement know. There's got to be a paper trail. Then when something really goes down, and you defend yourself because you've been picked on and picked on and picked on, and they look and they say, hey, I've got a paper trail right here. You're the bad guy, not you. You were the victim. And too many times, we just don't tell anyone. Now, there's a harassment law. It's state law 16-3-1700, and it also covers, there's a harassment 1 and a harassment 2. And it covers any type of electronic device, number 2. And this is what the law says right here. Harassment means or pattern, intentional, substantial, unreasonable intrusion into a private life. You're putting your will on somebody else. You don't have to live that way. You've got to let people know. That's what the law. And you know what happens a lot of times when people are texting people and they're trying to bully you through text. That's the big thing now. When I was younger, I don't know, man, first cell phone was big as a brick. You know what I'm saying? We had a bag phone. I've been graduated. I didn't graduate college about it, but we had a bag phone. That thing was huge. Yeah. You know, it was a regular phone in a bag. You know, but I tell you what, it picked up everywhere. They wouldn't know you just drop calls. I know this don't have anything to do with this. But listen, now you're being bullied cyberly, and I know we have somebody who's going to talk about that here in a minute. But under the new law, they just come out with this law a couple of years ago, it's harassment second. You need to tell them, stop texting me. Don't get engaged with them, because it cancels out anything law enforcement can do for you. Like if somebody says, I'm just using this for example, young ladies, if somebody says, you're ugly, you say, you're ugly too. And then they say, because I'm big, they say, you fat. You fat too. You know what I mean? If you keep engaging with them, you don't have a leg to stand on. But if they just saying all these terrible things about you and trying to put you down, or I'm going to beat you up when I see you, or you owe me money, or this, that, and other thing, and you say, stop texting me, and it continues after that, then you have a ground legally to stand on. It's called harassment second. You can do something about that. Now, it's just a misdemeanor in the beginning, but guess what? There's an enhancement in laws. If it's a continual pattern, you can get up to a year in prison. And we actually, one of the terrible persons that lived far from you when you was young, rode over, we got him on that. We couldn't get anything else to stick, you know. He fired us all kinds of stuff. None of that was stick, couldn't believe it. But the harassment second stuff. I want to tell you this misunderstanding about a threat. On a threat, people say, they threatened me. Well, listen, if somebody in China threatens you, that's not a threat. You got to have three parts to a threat. There's got to be an accusation somehow. There's got to be a means to carry it out. They're not going to get in a plane, fly thousands of miles from China to over here and come down here to the Great Falls area just to whoop you. Okay? So they don't have, it ain't going to happen. And they got to have an opportunity to do so. Now, I was telling Bishop here earlier, if my neighbor says they're going to jump on me, guess what? I have an accusation. He has an opportunity. He's my neighbor, you know. But if he's in a wheelchair, I weigh 300 pounds. If we get into it, we go to court, they don't throw me in jail because he does not have the means to do something to me. And you ever heard people get angry and they say, I'm going to kill you. They're just saying that. That's not, and they walk away and they never say it again. That's not really a threat, y'all. A lot of people say things in anger they really don't mean. But if you keep getting messages at school, especially a guy picking on a young man, keeps saying, hey man, I'm going to beat you up after school. I'm going to beat you up after school. Listen, you need to go tell your teacher. Because guess what? He's making an accusation. He has the means to carry it out. You're all together. And then after school is your opportunity. So all three are there. Now, at the juvenile system's a little different when it comes to law enforcement, but it doesn't change when you get older. I'm here to tell you, I had somebody in my church. We were talking about when we got saved earlier. And, I just celebrated 18 years with the Lord. I've always been a good-sized fella. Like to never pass that obstacle course, but I did at the police academy. But if I could drag you, I could handle you, you know. But if you took off running, I just go get a warrant. You know, that's just the way it was. I was made for close contact. I wasn't made for that running and jumping in bridges and all that stuff, or fences. But I got in church and I started getting harassed because we believe in praising the Lord. We're having a church. And I had somebody, Bishop, pick on me because I was new. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to raise my hands and praise God for saving me from hell. You know, I just didn't know what to do. Well, they were making fun of me. They were like, man, why do you say that? You making a fool of yourself and this, that, and the other thing. They just kept picking on me Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. Because it would get so good in there. Listen, I'm practicing for when I make heaven. Don't sit in the church and just sit there.
That's right.
We got to practice for when we make heaven.
That's right.
And listen, I heard a message that we got to love. Because 1 John 4:8 says God is love. So we got to love one another. Listen, this is what Jesus wrote right here. It's in red, by the way. So Matthew 5:44. He says, but I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them. Whoever the young lady was that said pray. Pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. You know what happened? I started praying for that lady, and I would go up to her. It was a lady. I was being bullied, big as I am, by a lady. I mean, I was getting intimidated where I didn't even want to shout or even praise the Lord at all because it was bothering me so bad. But listen, I just kept telling her it was good to see her at church. I just kept loving on her and letting her know that Jesus is the only way. And I tell you what, now she is a dear friend of mine.
Come on.
The Lord turned that around. I know I'm supposed to be talking about law and all that, but I mean, you asked me the questions. The main thing to do when you're being bullied is report it. And pray. There's nothing wrong with praying. This morning, before I left, my stepdaughter she just came and talked to me. She had no idea I was coming here today. And she said, Scott, I moved to a different location. She works at Sports Clips. She was in Fort Mill. She said, I was being bullied by the assistant manager. And I went and told the regional manager. She said, I went and told somebody. Well, just come to find out, that manager has had so many complaints against her for bullying. So they're going to take care of that. But she got moved to the Rock Hill location, and it's closer. So she's saving on gas. All the time she for I just try to share my heart. I mean, I know that, listen, I want you to know from me, there's bad ones everywhere, man. I want you to know from me, man, I care about people. When I was working the streets and all, and I wanted to help people. And there's other cops that way. And just tell somebody, okay? Y'all have any questions or anything? All right, thank you.
Okay, would y'all listen? Okay, Sister Police is gonna ask 2 questions. And we have to get it right, get it started.
Alright, first question is for Jamie's message. What is the first thing that you're supposed to do when you're in school? If you're being bullied? I got a lot of hands on. I'll definitely favoritism. I can't do that. Go ahead, baby. Me? Yep. Alright. Alright, and for Case's message, what are the 3 things that you are supposed to do to stop someone from bullying you by the law? There's 3 of them. Go ahead.
Tell a teacher, tell your mom and dad, and pray for them.
The law. What was the 3 things he told you? Alright, accusation what? Alright, go ahead. You gotta have the 3rd one to get the prize.
That's it?
Yeah, that's good.
That's working together, teamwork. Teamwork.
right, my boys, y'all better be listening because I'm gonna make sure one of y'all answer them. I got a bunch of boys in here and I got a bunch of boy gifts over here that need to be given away. Okay?
Okay, so the ones that just came in, when our speaker get up and speak, she's gonna ask questions for me in front, okay? All right. Okay, the next.
Well, they pretty much come from the standpoint of what to do if you're being bullied, as far as reporting it, telling the adult, telling a school teacher. But I want this to come from the other side of the coin, because when I came through school, I was one of the victims of being bullied myself. But the thing was, back then it wasn't called being bullied. It was just, kids being kids is what they say. But it got to a point where with me, see, 'cause when I grew up, we were poor, and so like my parents, they loved us. They tried to do everything they could for us and give us the best that they could. But kids gonna be kids, and so they would pick on us when we go to school. So, because my parents would buy us shoes and stuff like that from like Family Dollar or wherever. And so, when we went to school, we were like the butt of people's jokes. And so it got to the point where I didn't even want to go to school. And so I let it build and let it build and let it build until the point where I started getting in fights in school. I started getting kicked out of school, expelled from school, and getting in trouble all the time. And because I wasn't a bad kid, I had great parents. And they, my parents were pastors for over 20 years. They taught us the word and everything. But a part of my problem was I didn't tell anybody. And I should have told someone. And the thing I want you to think about, the thing I want to leave with you today is this. I want you to think, I'm just assuming that most everybody in here is saved. And so we're a little bit different. We're supposed to be like Christ, right? So the thing I want you to think about is every person that's actually being a bully and bullying you, ask yourself or pray to God and ask, why are they bullying you? Because most people that are bullying you are insecure themselves. That's why they bully you, because they want to take the limelight off of their own insecurities. So they try to point out something on you to make themselves feel better, or to for them to feel like they're accepted in a clique or a club. But God has called us to be the light, right? So some of these people, the only Jesus that they will ever see is in you. Right. And how you handle the situation, that might be the only contact that they have on this earth with someone who could possibly point them to Christ. And so take that opportunity to pray for that person. Take that opportunity to ask God or to ask someone else, what is that person's situation? That person might be being abused at home because, hurt people hurt people. And so I just want to encourage you to ask yourself, why is this person being like that? Because God has allowed me to come across people that I went to school with that used to bully me, and I've led a lot of those people to Christ. And and a lot of them, they didn't even know that they were having that effect on me. But I knew, because I knew how it was affecting, but I didn't tell anyone. So, but I just, and the thing is, you don't have to bully people. You don't have to go out of your way to go get the latest Jordans or the latest this or that to fit in anybody's club. Because to be outstanding, you have to stand out. And so that might mean, you might not fit in the club or the clique or whatever, but you are already accepted by God. So you don't have to have man's approval. And you don't have to feel bad because a person talking down to you, the same God that created you created them, and they're no better than you. So if you're being bullied, report it to your parents, to a school teacher, but also report it to God. Report it to God and find out why and start praying for that person, because you might be the person that God wants to use to bring that person into the kingdom of God. Any questions for me?
How did you handle it back in your time? How did you handle being bullied in your time?
The way I handled it was not the correct way to handle it.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I mean, that's how you learn. A lot of times, it's how you learn is by the mistakes that you make.
That's right.
But the best way to learn is by the mistakes that other people make, and not to do the same thing. Anybody else want any more questions? All right, thank you.
Next speaker will be youth pastor Nathaniel. Give him a hand.
Y'all enjoying yourselves so far? Y'all learned anything? Come on, y'all learned anything? This is can be a kind of touchy subject for me. Believe it or not, kind of relate to Patrick. I got a lot of fights, and it mainly came behind bullies. So I'm gonna talk from the standpoint of what he was talking to about how I was taught to deal with bullying. But we're living in a different time now. You're living in times now where y'all listen to the gentleman when he was speaking about when you decide to stand up for yourself, and even David said the same thing, it gets worse. Now kids are actually grabbing guns and shooting other kids. That's what you don't want. That's why it's important to get your parents. I always tell my daughter, all the time, tell me. Don't let nobody, I don't care how old she gets, how young she is, come and tell me. Don't ever let somebody threaten you and tell you, I'm going to hurt your dad, I'm going to hurt you, because I'm able to build, sometimes when you're in a situation, it's hard to deal with. You understand what I'm saying? But me, I understand bullying very well. I was poor as well. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by my aunt. We didn't have much. I think I remember going to school, I probably had about 3 pair of pants and a lot of shirts. You know what I'm saying? I know my mom brought me a pair. I don't know if y'all remember. I know you probably remember the Protex. Remember the Protex? My mom brought me some Protex, like church shoes. And I threw them in the trash. I wouldn't even wear it. Told my mom I got beat up and they took my shoes from me. I got a whipping for it, but I really didn't care. So I understand what bullying is. Kids can be cruel. Kids can be very cruel. Especially when it looks like they have and the other one looks like they don't have. I always try to teach my daughter, this is just what I teach my daughter. I tell my daughter to stand up for a person that's being bullied. Don't just sit back and watch. I feel like if you sit back and watch a person being bullied, you become a part of the problem instead of part of the issue. You know what I'm saying? Part of the solution. So going and speak to a teacher, going and speak to the principal, getting the parents involved, that is definitely the right thing to do. But there are situations where you have done all of that and you still get bullied. So we didn't really touch on that. And say, I'll be honest with you, then I teach my daughter, now you got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for yourself. But sometimes the best way to overcome a bully is standing up to the bully. Don't mean it got to be physical, but you got to stand up to the bully. You got to let people know that you're not afraid of them. Sometimes when people think they're afraid, when you think that you are afraid of them, they feed off of that fear. You understand what I'm saying? You got to understand that I got in a lot of fights just behind being bullied. I was very insecure growing up. I remember I used to wash my clothes. I had to wash my clothes on my hands. My daughter don't know anything about that. I used to wash my clothes on my hands. Anybody know about if you wash your clothes and your clothes don't dry all the way, what does it do? So I went to school sometimes and my clothes will do, so guess what the kids did? They started picking at me. What I did when I was in school that got me out of being so angry and upset all the time was I was very good in sports. I was extremely gifted in sports. I was good in football. Didn't play basketball at the time, but I was good in football. I became good at basketball. And because people praised me for getting good grades, guess what? I saturated myself in my schoolwork. And then it all kind of worked itself out because you got to have good grades in order to do something when it comes to sports. Everybody know that. So that's what I did. But it never stopped the bullying. They kept on bullying me. And it's amazing. Remember, you're kingdom kids. Remember, we've been teaching all the youth about your kingdom kids. You're bought with a price. You're royal priesthood. You're God's children. Which means we have to think outside of the box. I'm going to read that scripture again where he said, because I said, it is extremely, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. That is a very important scripture for you all to learn. Matthew 5:44. Because everybody's not going to always treat you fairly. They're not going to always treat you right. I've been bullied on my job. I'm going to touch a little bit on that too. I got bullied on my job. I didn't tell anyone though. Like you said, tell someone. I didn't tell anyone. I told someone. I called Jamie one day. And I called Jamie because we was having a meeting. And I was so furious. I was actually thinking about doing something that I really didn't have no business doing. And I'm going to show you how God works. Normally when I call Jamie, Jamie don't call me right back. I'm just being honest. He don't call me right back. And I went on break, and I only got 30 minutes. So I called Jamie. He didn't answer the phone. Well, put the phone down. The phone rung. And I looked at it. He called me right back. So I picked up the phone, and I told Jamie, I said, well, I'm about to go into a meeting with my boss, so to speak. But I knew that I was being treated unfairly. I knew a lot of things that were going on. I told James, I said, this man fired me. I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna do something to him. Did I not tell you that? Yeah. I was really upset. I was extremely upset because I felt like it made no sense for you to mistreat someone that has done anything to you. And Jamie told me. That's why when you get information from someone, make sure you get information from someone that's saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, someone that knows God. Every information, every advice is not good advice. And Jamie told me, he said, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. He said, man, you can't do that, man. We kingdom kids. You can't do that. He said, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Remember that scripture I just told you? He said, pray for him. Because understand, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. How many of you understand that? We're not wrestling against flesh and blood. Usually when someone is picking on you or doing something to you, there is a spiritual realm that you're not aware of where demonic spirits influence people to say and do things. So guess what? You start praying for them. You start doing good to them. And guess what happens when you do that? Most of the time when you do that, those same people, when they have an issue or a problem, guess who they come and talk to? They come and talk to you. Me and Jamie had that conversation. Whenever I had an issue or dealing with something, Jamie will tell you, I pick up the phone and I call. Because at the end of the day, he gave me some real good sound advice. Guess what could have happened if he would have decided to try to fire me for no reason? I would have hit him. I would have probably got a record. 9 times out of 10, I would have got a record. I would have got fired. All these different things would have happened that would have caused me to be in a more worse situation than I would have been before. You remember when he talked about most of the time when we got fed up and we respond because out of rage, we end up getting in trouble. They don't realize that we were the victim. We were not the bully. We was the one being victimized. And that's what happened to me. I've been bullied in school. I've been bullied as an adult. And the best thing I did when I was being bullied as an adult was I picked up the phone and called someone. And that calmed me down. And guess what I did? I operated in what God has called me to operate in. I started praying for them. Things actually got better. I got moved to an area in my job where I didn't have to worry about a supervisor over me or nothing. I was supervising my own area. Didn't even have to worry about him. The only time he came around was when something didn't working out. That's the only time he came around. So God had worked that situation out. You know what I'm saying? So the main thing I'm trying to say is that we are kingdom kids. We are filled with the Holy Spirit. There's so much power on the inside of us that you as children sometimes don't even realize how much power you have. Even adults don't even realize how much power they have. But we have a lot, all the power and all the answers that we need is on the inside of us. So I teach my daughter to stand up for herself. My daughter knows, go to the teacher first. She already understands. Come to us. Don't ever react in a situation where you feel like you just got to fight. But don't stand back and watch somebody being bullied. I shared with the gentleman over here too. I keep calling these gentlemen. What's your name again? Scott. Scott. Yeah. Say Scott. Yeah. Well, I was telling Scott, my daughter knows a child that was being bullied in school that was about ready to commit suicide. It was her friend. Bullying causes people to feel insecure, unwanted, like they're not worth anything. And what other kids don't realize is that when you're bullying another child, because there are some people in here, you might be a bully and don't even realize it. When you run around picking at other kids, which I also teach my daughter, don't do that. Because you are more fortunate than another child doesn't give you a right to look down on them. Because you can be in a situation where you become less fortunate. So I always tell my daughter, she was telling me about she had a friend that had some type of handicap one time, and people would pick it up, and she stood up for him. I told her, that's what I want you to do.
That's good.
I don't want you to sit back and watch people being bullied, because in society, and let me just tell you how society is now, and I understand why it is, because they don't want to get involved. Some people don't want to get hurt. I get it, but you still become a part of the problem because it never stops. And he's in law enforcement, I guarantee you, he done seen some of this. You can go out in public, and I'm about to get ready to bring it to a close. You can have a woman or a man or anybody getting beat up, victimized, talked about, and you know what people do? They'll walk straight past them like they don't even see it.
Sure.
They would not say anything, they would not get involved, half of them won't even dial 911 or nothing. Most of the people now, because you got these cell phones, what they'll do, they'll pull up a film and put you on Facebook. They ain't thinking about trying to help you. They're not thinking about none of that. All they're thinking about, oh, I want to see this. That's the type of society we're living in. So it is important to always tell someone, be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. If you can help someone, help them. Don't stand back and just let somebody be victimized. One of my friends told me at work, it's funny that I thought about it. Carter said, he said, man, if it was a female in the alley and she was getting raped, he said, I don't care if it cost me my life. He said, but I got to go back there and help her. If society was like that, we would have a lot less crime. We would have a lot less people being victimized. A lot of stuff that we're praying about, we would actually be doing something about it. I'm going to say this scripture, and then I'm going to sit down, and I think Bishop coming up, right? But the Bible says, my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray. Remember that young lady back there said pray? Prayer is powerful. He said, humble themselves and pray. Seek my face. Turn from their wicked ways. And then he said, then will I hear from heaven, and I will heal their land. We can't just listen to these scriptures, but we got to operate in them. You understand what I'm saying? So when you hear these scriptures being said to you, apply them. Don't just hear them, apply them. And I promise you, you'll start seeing power that you didn't even know exists. You'll start seeing, you'll start operating in it. With that being said, does anybody have any questions? How many of you in here have been bullied?
So we talk about everybody being bullied. We talk about doing the right protocols, right? Nate worked with me. We worked at training, and we had a supervisor probably was the biggest bully you could ever meet in your whole entire life. And so when he brought the bully to me, I got happy because I knew to take the right protocol. You know for sure, he had like everybody in the plant was scared of him. People was really, really scared. So I got together some people, and we drove up to corporate, and they fired him, the plant supervisor, and everybody he hired. They sent them all out walking. Want to know why? Because I'm bigger than him. I could have whooped him, but that's not the right thing to do. We took the right protocol. We went to corporate, and we got him out of there. So even being grown, people still try to bully you, even being grown.
Yes.
So, like you say, always taking the right protocol.
Raise your hands again, the ones that say they've been bullied. Now I'm asking you another question. When you were being bullied, how did that make you feel?
Bad. It's encouraged me. Who didn't get bullied?
So being bullied made you feel bad, right? And here's another thing about being bullied too. You got a lot of people that end up being bullied, become bullies. Be very careful about that, because you don't want to make someone feel the same way someone made you feel. Now I'm asking you another question. How many of you seen someone being bullied? What did you do about it?
Handle the situation.
What did you do about it? What did you do about it?
I told her to leave her alone, and I told the teacher, and then she went and told her mother.
right thing.
Yes.
Now, how many of you see somebody being bullied and you did nothing about it? Be honest. Be honest. And I can guarantee you, probably the reason why you didn't do anything about it is because you probably was afraid and didn't want to get involved. But what I'm trying to tell you is that when you see somebody being bullied, you ain't always got to confront the bully. Just go tell someone. Go tell someone. Well, my daughter got a nice little size on her for her grade to be 12 years old. And I told my daughter, I don't care who it is, if you see somebody being bullied, you stand up for them. Yeah. Sometimes just saying something, that's all it takes. You ain't got to threaten them anything. All you got to do is say, don't mess with my friend. A lot of times, that's all it takes. That's it. And if that person continues, go tell the teacher immediately. And then go tell your parents immediately. When you get home, tell your parents. The reason why I say that is because sometimes the teachers are overlooking because they don't think it's that serious. Now the person that's being bullied came to school with a gun and shot a kid.
Yes.
If you ever see somebody come to school with a gun, report it. Let them know immediately.
You know that happened. Excuse me. That actually happened in Charlotte, which is just an hour up the road. A young man was being bullied. He brought a gun to school. He killed a guy. And he didn't tell. He should have told people. He took it upon himself to take care of it. There's adults wanting to help you. Don't take it upon yourself. And if you, like Nate said, if you see somebody being bullied, go and stand with them, because you know what? A bully picks out people that he thinks weak or insecure or whatever, but when they start seeing people stand beside them, guess what? You're building a wall. And he don't want to mess with the wall.
Right.
You know, and normally they do that. That's all.
Oh no, that was great. You drove the point home that I was trying to make. I mean, stand with each other. Don't turn your head and walk away. You know. I know it sounds crazy. I'm probably one of the most overprotective fathers you would meet, and I try not to be overprotective because I know what that could lead to. But I love my daughter with everything in me.
Yes.
But I'll be extremely disappointed if she wants somebody to be bullied and didn't do anything about it. Even if she came home and something happened to her, I'll still rather my daughter stand up than to be sitting down. I'm just being honest. And I know a lot of parents, the reason why they tell their kids, don't get involved in different things like that, because they don't want to see their kids get hurt. That's the first thing that comes out their mouth. But I'm going to tell you something, man. As they get older, that character follows them. They become people that don't do anything to help others. They watch people be hurt, and they don't do anything about it. I don't want my daughter to be that type of daughter, that type of child. I never was that type of person. I'm not going to teach her to be that type of person. So she already knows. She know the protocol. Me and her talk about this a lot. What I don't want is my child to be in a situation where she don't come and talk to her father because someone is bullying her, making her feel a certain type of way, and I get a phone call that my child killed herself. There are parents that have lost their kids and they had no idea that their kids were being bullied.
Yes.
None. That is, can you imagine as a parent getting a phone call, your child is dead, and they were being bullied, and you are already a protector?
What about the quarterback at Washington?
Right.
That committed suicide?
What's the name, brother, from USC?
Yes.
He practically grown. Now, he's at least 18. Killed himself.
Yeah, I remember Dr. Ford.
Yeah.
The dentist here. His best friend was also a dentist. Daughter was a straight A student, went to Clemson. She was under so much pressure to be perfect.
Right.
And college is a whole different level, as we know.
Right.
She couldn't be perfect. She didn't tell nobody. She killed herself. She had the world to explore.
Whole life.
Yeah. Not tell things.
I don't have a question, but I like to piggyback off what you had just said about being bullied and not telling no one. I work with a bunch of kids in different places and different attitudes and different positions, right? So what I was going to say about this girl, which I can't state the name where I'm working at because of the incident, she was being bullied, and she went home on a home visit. She told her parent that she was being bullied. Her parent did not believe her. So when she got ready to come back to the home, she didn't want to come back to the home. And some of you might have saw it on TV. About in Columbia, she went over the bridge and killed herself. She jumped over the bridge and killed herself. You probably seen it on the news. But that's because she didn't tell nobody. I mean, she told her parent, but her parent did not believe her. And she killed herself because no one believed her.
So what's the main, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, is it wrong because, there's this girl, right, she was shorter than me, she was still older, and I told her she was dating me, I come off here because I was probably causing the problem too. So then she ended up hitting me and we ended up fighting, so is that wrong?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. I'm gonna tell you what I was taught. That's what my parents taught me. You told your parents, you told the teacher, she kept bullying you, and she actually went as far as putting her hands on you. There comes a point where you're gonna have to defend yourself. You can't just sit back and let her hit you. Now what you don't have to do is, don't become a bully because she's smaller than you. Maybe you find out, well, she can't handle me. Sometimes what we'll do is, we'll defend ourselves, and then we'll turn around and start treating them. So, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I can't say you did wrong. You did everything you were supposed to do.
Follow protocol.
They still got mad at me.
Huh?
They still got mad at me,
Well,
They still got mad at me.
did you get in trouble for it?
Yeah.
You got suspended?
No, I didn't.
Sometimes you gotta sit down with your parents and have a conversation with them. And really, they probably look at it as, oh, she's never that tall, but you got people that tall that can fight. People look at people's size and think that means something. That don't mean anything. So I don't see a lot of big people that can't fight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see a lot of small people. People be like, wow, you had that in it. So, honest with you, I think you did the right thing. You followed protocol. You told someone, you did what you had to do. I always tell my daughter, anytime somebody puts their hands on her, you defend yourself. There's no running to tell nobody then, because now you stuck. And if you, I've been in a situation where I tried to walk away and the guy kicked me in the back. What am I supposed to do? I got to turn around and defend myself, because if not, he could really hurt me. You understand what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it comes to a point where you have no choice but to defend yourself. But that's only when you're in a situation where you got to defend yourself. So what's happening now is when kids get beat up, they're embarrassed. They got a reputation they're trying to hold. So now they go and get a gun and come back and figure, well, I'm going to make sure I win. And they shoot the kid. That's why you want to make sure your parents are involved. That's why you want to make sure the adults are involved. And, like we was talking about threats. Take them serious. Take threats serious, especially if you're in school and they got an opportunity to do it, take them serious. Because a lot of times when people say they're going to do stuff sometimes, they actually will try to carry it out. Any more questions?
The law about defending yourself, Nate was trying to retreat. They kept coming. The law says once you retreat, you can retreat no more. You can defend yourself. If you at a store buying a Pepsi and somebody comes in to attack you, well, guess what? You're in a public area. I mean, they're attacking you. You've got to defend yourself. If they come to your home, that's a big no-no anyway. But the first step is to try not to get engaged. But even the law backs up people trying to defend themselves. Now, if you go up and just out the blues that people have been picking on, and you just go up and you just slap them, well, you have engaged instead of defending. Yeah, I know it gets a little tricky there, but what you've done trying to leave, and you were right, that could really have hurt you if you didn't turn around and defend yourself. But you were trying to retreat. You know, but I was just letting you know.
So it's that way, like you said, I got a cousin that they was gambling. They got into it. He actually went in the house, got the gun, came back out. He claimed that the guy tried to take the gun from him. I don't know, I wasn't there, but ended up shooting and killing him. And he got 30 years before.
Now, if he would have stayed in the house and that guy would have done something, he would have went to jail. See, he retreated, but he came back.
It came back.
That's where he messed up on that.
Any more questions? I want to give our bishop a chance to say something. All right.
All right.
Well, let's give all the speaker and praise it for what they done. I think it was a very important meeting, a very important meeting that we had, you know, to meet with the children. And I think the children, all the questions that need to be answered were answered. But just a few things I want to bring out. First of all, the parents need to be more involved with the children. Look for signs. If a child starts saying, I don't want to go to school, start watching as a sign. Look out for the sign. If a child got good grades and the grades start to drop, that's a sign something is going on. So we got to look, we got to be very involved with our children. We got to know what our children is involved in. Or even when their grades start to drop, they say, I don't want to go to school, stuff like this here. It's something going on. We need to sit down and talk with our children on certain times to look here. Let's talk. Let's just talk. Anything you want to talk about, let's talk. 9 times out of 10, you start talking, children open up. But you got to be involved with your children. I think one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible when you start talking about parents is Proverbs 22 and 6. It says, bring a child up in the way that they should go. When they get old, they want to fall upon it. So we need to do that. We need to be more involved with our children because things will be going on. I hear quite a few times our children won't go to the teacher, they won't do nothing. Maybe go to another, they won't do nothing. But we have to be very careful in dealing with our children. Our children is the most prized possession that we have. And it's sad when something happened and we could have done something about it, but they didn't tell us. So that's sad. So I enjoyed everything that was said. And I think church, I'm very involved with young people. Like at the church, I say this all the time. I say, my goal is, my mission is to reach the young people. That was my mission is. Because I know we're living in a time now, it's very different from what it was when I grew up. I'm in my 70s now. It's very different. So we got to take things very serious. When a child comes to you and tell you something about it, just don't brush it off. You know, go tell your teacher, well, listen, you know, if you don't, maybe they done told the teacher something needs to be done. And again, the church needs to be more involved too.
That's right.
The church needs to be involved more. And one thing I always tell the parents, and I think it's very, when the child children brought it out, before your children leave home, pray for them.
Amen.
Yes.
Pray with your children for them. You never know what your children are going to be involved in before they get back home. So pray with your children. This is God put their responsibility upon their parents. I listen to what the teachers say, but I definitely listen to what my children say. So this is where we at now. And I think church needs to be more involved with what we're doing now. You know, now I'm looking at the sign we came in, be a buddy and not a bully. That's out in the truth. I think another thing that I hear 2 or 3 people say, and I think that was real good. You don't stand back. Don't stand back and see a child being bullied and being picked on, and you don't do nothing. You just stand there. To me, you know better than the bully. I think you brought that out. So we have to be involved. And I think this is as well. Sometimes we as parents need to go to the school. I was sharing this with the principal, called me a few years back. At that time, I shared with the church. I really didn't have time to do it at the time. He called me and said, we have been involved in some things. He called me and said, listen, would you be interested coming to the school over at Great Falls? So would you be interested coming to the school? We're bringing children to the auditorium. You speak to them for about 15 minutes. That's all you got to do. But my schedule wouldn't let me do it. That was over at Great Falls. He said, I think that would be a great access. One thing I think he really got involved because we were feeding the football team. And the coach really liked what was going on. Matter of fact, he had me, send some words over to the football player. But the person got word, he said, I would love for you to come. That would be great. Before school started, how many can remember, say, like I said, I'm in my 70s, how many can remember before school even started, you had to say a scripture?
I remember that.
You remember that?
Amen.
One school better.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It was better. Every child had the quarter strip before school didn't start. And we didn't, I'll be honest with you, I'm talking about myself again.
Call it devotion. Yeah.
That's right. I can remember, I'm talking about myself. I probably can count on, I'm talking when I was growing up, I probably count on maybe one hand and a half the fight that I seen when I was in school. Teachers were more involved.
Yes, they would.
Parents were more involved. Now it's a little bit different. Again, I don't think the conversation is like the one we were going to school. It wasn't like that. Matter of fact, we were going to school, if the teacher, if the word got back to the teacher, child being picked on, that teacher would pull that child to the side. But they don't do that now. So again, pray for your children before they leave home. If your children grade drop, that's a good sign.
Yes.
Very good sign. If the children get what they don't want to go to school. You know, we hear things. I think that my granddaughter, she was saying, where she checked the bus at, a little child was saying, look here, I'm gonna kill everybody. Or something like that. She was saying, I'm gonna kill some. Listen, you don't just brush that off. Children go to school. You got children that go to school. I mean, they ain't got to be, 15 or 16 years old. They can be children now, 7 or 8 years old, but take pictures to school.
They can go to church.
Yeah, so we have to be involved. If your child say, look here, I get a child say he gonna kill somebody, he gonna bring a pistol, you need to get involved.
Yes.
All these things are signs that we got to look for. So we thank God again. Believe that has been prospered. We answered all the questions that's supposed to be answered, I believe. And main thing, keep your children covered with prayer. That's what it's main thing. Amen? Amen. Let's give them one more great big hand of praise. One more great big hand of praise. And I think that's it for me. Again, I act the prayers, as parents. This is about you and you do the same.
And then after we want y'all to use this vow, the minister to pray over the children and stuff before we leave.
Okay. One of the things, I think I didn't do it this year, but I do it every year before school start back. You could notice before school start back, all we call it the children's up. And you pray over them before we start back to school. Don't let nobody fool you. There's a devil.
Yes.
He's real. He's not playing. So we always do it before kids start back. So we'll do that now.
You got this question. Bishop Bowser, he had 2 questions for children and
Okay.
If I put it someone and don't repent for doing it, can I still go to heaven and have eternal life? I'm going to say to you children, if you have Christ, you will repent. Because he's going to lead you to repentance. Right. And that's the purpose of having Christ. So that when we fall short, we can repent for it and keep going. And that's why the scriptures come in and train them up in the way they should go. And we train the children up even while they're young, and we coach them to say, I'm sorry. I was listening to the news this morning, and this little boy was getting picked on because he wore the same clothes to school for 3 weeks. And then this other little fella was one of the bullies that was laughing at him. Went and bought him some shorts, some shirts, some socks, and some shoes. And went to him and told him, say, I'm sorry for laughing at you. See, we got to teach these children that they don't have to be put in the position where they can bully somebody. They can stand up for the person, like I always been saying, that is bullying somebody. Stand up to them and let them know this is not college for them. And so we have to train y'all up, even as little children, in the way that we want y'all to go. And so, yeah, you repent when you do somebody wrong. I heard somebody say you love your enemy. You have to love your enemy. You can't hate them. Even though at that time you want to hate them. Oh, yeah. Huh? Mm-hmm. I mean, it goes back to how all of us were brought up mostly, I was brought up way back in the 50s and the 60s. I ain't had no whole lot. And so I was, laughed at because of what I wore. But see, the thing with me is, I don't want y'all to be like that. Because when you push me, you didn't ask for nothing but a fight. You don't have to do that no more. Follow the channel. Tell people you're sorry when you do them wrong. And don't do it again. What you trying to say? If you know about repentance, repent. If you know about repentance, repent. And that'll teach you how to live. That'll keep you in right standing with God so you can go to heaven. But if a child don't know nothing about anything about repentance, they ain't gonna repent. If they ain't born again, how they gonna repent anyway? So in other words, the Bible says except the person born again. Huh? Born again means I have my ticket to enter into the kingdom. But if I'm not, that means I can't go anywhere, right? So we got to train your children up right. So look here, repent when you do wrong, so you can go to heaven. You still have eternal life. The next question was, the Bible says to turn the other cheek. To do that means not to defend myself if someone bullied me or start a fight with me. That don't mean don't stand up for yourself. That don't mean that if they jump on you, don't fight back. We just went through all of that. The same question that I'm trying to answer, we went through all of that from the panel. Look here. When you turned the other cheek when you told somebody.
Yes.
That's what you did. You told on you, turned the other cheek. But when they jumped on you and started fighting you, you have a right to stand up for yourself in that way too. But we don't send you to school to fight. We send you to school to learn.
Yes.
Follow protocol. Teacher, principal, police, parent. Teacher, principal, parents, police.
Yeah.
Get everybody involved so that we won't have no missing children. Children, you understand? And the last one, if I do something wrong, do that make me a bad person? No. Because we all do wrong. We all fall short. That don't make us bad. Because if that make you a bad person, then all of us bad. So no, if you do something wrong, that don't make you a bad person. Just don't practice doing wrong over and over and over and over again.
Amen.